I don't like this. Dad, I don't like this.
What's happening? Peter! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother! Please stop! Mom, what's happening? Make it stop! Make it stop!
I just don't want to put any more stress on my family.
Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is my review of Hereditary. Now, this film was developed by A24. They are a studio who develops kind of more indie type of films, and they have produced a couple horror films recently of note. The first of which was The Witch, which I really loved. It is one of my favorite films of the year that came out. And then more recently, last year, was It Comes at Night, which I didn't really love as much. It just didn't do as much for me, and I felt like it was a little bit misleading as to what it was. So now we come to Hereditary, and so does this film deliver the scares and the tension and everything that I feel like The Witch did? Or does this fall more into the realm of It Comes at Night, where it just kind of builds a lot of things up and delivers more of an ending that you weren't really thinking it was going to go to? Let's find out. Now, really quick, if you're not aware, Hereditary starts out with the death of this grandmother of this family, and she was very secluded from her family. The daughter of this grandmother is played by Toni Collette, and she and her mother were very estranged. They didn't really speak a lot, and they just didn't get along the best. So we start out with this funeral which happens, and we're introduced to the main members of the family. They go about their lives, we have a tragedy occur at some point, and then the film kind of goes from there, dives into the supernatural a bit, and we just get to see the events unravel throughout the course of this film. Toni Collette is the main character of this film, and she does a very good job in this movie. I really have to applaud her performance. She is the lead of the film, and just the performance that she gives is just very good. And that's really the best I can say for it, is that she just has this sense of panic and worry and anger at times and sadness, which is just sold very well on screen. And I thought that she just gave a fantastic performance overall. I also have to give it up to Millie Shapiro. She is this little girl, 13-year-old girl named Charlie, and she is very socially awkward, it would seem like, to put it lightly. And she also gave a very good performance. She gave a very sympathetic performance, and she was a character that you can easily feel bad for and really sympathize with early on in the film, and I felt like I really wanted to see more of her character than we really got to. We also have Alex Wolff, who's been in a number of kind of smaller projects from what I can recall. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but he also gives a pretty good performance in this film. It's a little bit of a mixed bag for him at times. There are times where he seems to be kind of overacting, and then there are times where he's just giving really solid performances. So just kind of take that as it will. It's kind of a mixed bag, like I said. Another thing that the film does well is it really builds tension up really nicely. I don't know exactly if it's just because I was expecting this to be a scary horror film, but even just knowing that it's supposed to be a horror film, this film just really delivers on that tension, just leaves you really suspensed in disbelief and not really knowing what exactly is going to be happening, where the scares are going to be coming from, and things of that sort. And so I thought I really focused on that aspect really well. To kind of aid in that was the musical cues and musical background effects and whatnot. I thought that all played really well. This isn't really a film that has a huge soundtrack, but when it does decide to add some behind the scenes instrumental stuff, it also works very well. It really heightens that tension level. There's also a really good amount of foreshadowing, which you'll catch after you see the film and you really think about the beginning, or if you read the plot synopsis on Wikipedia or something after you watch the film. You'll really pick up on things which are kind of hints to what could possibly be going on with certain characters towards the end, or just kind of hints to their true aspirations, things of that sort. And so I thought that the foreshadowing was really well done as well. And now we get to my negatives, unfortunately, and the biggest negative that I really have for this film is that I was never really scared by it. This film has 93% Rotten Tomatoes, and it's being called like the next Exorcist and like one of the scariest films of the year, possibly. I think I was probably more scared by A Quiet Place and Ouija Origin of Evil, and even the most recent Blair Witch film. I think I had more frights in those films than this one. This one really just focuses on tension and storytelling, And even the storytelling can get a little bit confusing towards the end. And it can be kind of frustrating as well, and the tension just starts to kind of die down towards the end when you realize that it's been an hour, and then 90 minutes, and then coming up on 2 hours, and nothing major has really happened. In regards to kind of scare stuff. When I go into a film which deals with like possessions and like seances and Ouija boards and things of the supernatural aspect, I kind of expect jump scares, or expect some sort of demonic stuff to happen, or just the things that you kind of expect with these kind of films. Except for this film, because I heard so many good things about it, I thought it was going to go to this really cool level. But unfortunately it did not, and I really just left the theater kind of confused to an extent as to what exactly the film was supposed to be. A24 has really strange endings with its horror films. I'm kind of realizing The Witch was a little bit odd, and that was one part that a lot of people had some basic issues with, I think, with The Witch. And then it Comes at Night, also kind of strange. And then this ending also just didn't really go somewhere that I was expecting it to. It lays the groundwork for it when you think about the film and you think about everything that came before it. But I don't know, I just didn't really, it didn't take me as much as I was hoping that it would, and I didn't have these amazing revelations as to what was happening and all that type of stuff. And I was kind of hoping I would. I had huge hopes for this film. Maybe I went into it not thinking it was going to be like a huge possession horror film of sorts, then I maybe would have enjoyed it more, because it's really more of a mystery at its core, to be honest, with some like horror elements mixed in here or there. So if I had known that going into it, I might have enjoyed it more, and I would have probably watched it in a different way, and maybe I would have enjoyed it more. And maybe I just need to watch it again and pick up on things which I missed originally or something of that sort. But for the most part, I was kind of disappointed with Hereditary, at least in this round of seeing it. I thought it was going to be a big horror film, and it really just ended up not having a lot of scares or really anything in particular that made me jump or just anything. There's some shocking scenes and things which I didn't see coming, but that's different than having scares or things which just make my heart skip a beat or anything like that. But despite that, it did have some really good performances. It does build tension up pretty well for the most part, at least in the first hour or so. And then the foreshadowing as well is very good, so keep an eye on that if you go and see it. But guys, those are my thoughts on Hereditary. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. If you are not aware, I am also doing written reviews for games and whatnot down in the description down below. That's the link for the page. And so, aspiring people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.